to Connecticut's hottest new talk show, Just Sayin, and I'm here with my wonderful co-hosts to have a really thought-inspiring, provoking, and a tremendously opinionated show today for you. So ladies, we always start out with the drink of the day. So tell us, Jody, what we have today.
This is interesting.
Well, this is my second choice. The first choice was a kale juice detox cleansing beverage. And I couldn't find I couldn't find the kale, so we're settling for chocolate wine.
I wouldn't call this settling.
Well, you know, I just had to lead
So
into
what
that.
is this? It's sort of like a red
So-
wine.
so it's
Red wine
good.
with chocolate. So this is double healthy.
This is total health, okay? It's
We're all
chocolate.
about healthy here.
Okay, and chocolate, some of the benefits of chocolate are it's got great nutrients, antioxidants, improves blood flow, lowers blood pressure, and it's great for cholesterol levels. So there's
that is
step one.
good.
Number two, the benefits of red wine, heart health, brain health, and an anti-inflammatory. So
healthy.
I like to drink a
good
lot of
drink.
wine.
All right.
Cheers. Cheers.
It's not a chocolate taste to it. That's kind of bizarro.
Yeah, it's the
Well,
red,
and this
red
will
wine.
go in hand with one of our guests
That's
later, who's
right.
going to introduce us to
Yep.
some wonderful
Oh, that's
chocolate.
good.
This is
great.
good. And
So, you know, in the news, it's going to be with us for at least the next year and a half plus is our incredibly exciting presidential campaign. Or maybe it's not that exciting. I don't know.
A year and a half.
But,
need wine
you
every
know,
time I hear
yeah,
about
we need
it.
a lot of
Well,
wine.
interesting.
So it's interesting because the gentleman that's starting to get a lot of news is Donald Trump. And, you know, when you talk to people, the question is why is he sort of rising above? I mean, you have Jeb Bush is one gentleman he's running against who can't even fill a ballroom. And then you've got Donald Trump filling stadiums, and we're a long way away from the actual, you know, election. So what do you guys think about that? Why are people?
It's very simple. It's very clear cut and simple. People are tired of the antics of politicians who don't speak the truth, who do not do what's in the best interest of the people. They do what's in the best interest of their own party. You have a
themselves.
businessman who. Look, he's controversial, let's face it. You know, I mean, you're fired, whatever. But what happens is, though, the man is used to running an empire, a big, huge company. He understands money. He understands negotiations. Whatever you think of him personally, I had the good fortune to be at a conference with him a couple years ago, and he was not the person who I see on TV. He was well-spoken. He wasn't playing games. He was completely eloquent and exhibited a tremendous smarts. You know, so it's different than the guy you see on TV doing
So
all
a
this
lot of
other stuff.
caricature.
He's just fed up, I think, right now. And I mean, I don't know. I will say that if he wasn't quite so abrasive, I'm actually rooting for him because I do think it's time that we start treating the country a little more like a business, a little less politics.
That I agree with.
And he does say things that a lot of people are afraid to say. Yes, maybe a little harshly and very abrasive, but down there, you know, through some layers, I think he's got something there.
Do you think he's able to negotiate with other countries?
Absolutely.
So much
Not without
inter-
insulting them
International,
first.
that's what I'm worried
But you
about.
know what? They all know him already. They're all doing business with him already.
That's
They
true.
get this
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
You know, and nobody's
a
going
good
to mess
point.
with somebody who knows how to negotiate. And one of the things that he does is he follows those rules of negotiation. Everybody has to walk away with something so they feel good about what they're doing. He would not have survived in business this long if he didn't do it.
Well, you know, it's interesting. All of us are business owners or run organizations and such, or worked deeply in organizations. And the key to any successful organization or business or endeavor is the relationships that you build. And let's face it, he has not only relationships within the confines of this country from a business perspective, but worldwide. And he commands respect. And I think that's what we need to be looking for in our next leaders, is people that understand that relationships are important in how, and their word is their word, and it means something in how they go about things, right? I mean,
Right, and what's really interesting is that, at least on the Republican side, the two people who are seeming to soar through the poll process is Trump and Dr. Ben Carson, neither of whom are politicians. You know, so right away, that's telling you something.
Yeah.
The American public are sick and tired of listening to rhetoric all the time, promises that are never kept, and no action.
They're tired of the politics
Yeah.
of the politicians, which
Yeah.
I get. And I do, to some degree, do think that Trump has I mean, obviously his business acumen is stellar, and, you know, that's been proven, that's a proven record. I'm all about saying what you mean and being very assertive in what you say, but I do think that there is a way to say it without being so
Yeah.
overly offensive to people, and that's what I find just a turn off, is
Right.
that, there has to be some type of kindness. I'm not saying we have to be kind in business, not everybody is kind, but you have to be somewhat kind to the people, because not everyone wants to hear him be just
we also,
repulsive
we
to
also
people.
need someone that's not afraid to be in charge and to say, this is,
Right.
we've had enough of this, and these things have to change.
But
that
I
kind
also
of
think
thing.
it's showmanship right now. You've got a
Yeah.
pool of 20 candidates just on the Republican side, and
that's
he's doing
absurd.
what he has to do to stand out, and I think that's where it's coming from. I don't think he's made a living of ticking people off. I could be wrong, but I don't think he'd still be around if he actually did that. I found him to be extremely charming and well-mannered when I was in his company.
I don't ever think of him in charming.
I know you don't. Yeah, very
I
interesting.
want to echo that, because I saw him being interviewed, and rather than just somebody sticking a microphone in front of him and asking him a quick question, he has to come up with a quick answer, which is when I think he gets that abrasive. This was a long interview, and it was a dialogue, and he came off like you were describing, much more eloquent, knowledgeable, knows what he wants to do, and that. So I echo
I have a
that.
feeling this isn't going to be the last of him.
No.
We'll
Right.
probably bring it up at another show in the
Right.
future.
And on the
I'm
flip
sure.
side, you have what everybody thought for a while Hillary Clinton was going to be the
shoo-in.
candidate anointed here. Now it looks like she's in trouble. So, but I have to tell you, I mean, party politics aside, of course, I'd love to see us have a woman president. Of course, I want it to be me, but we won't go there. So, but I mean,
Could happen.
but I don't know if now things are changing, and the whole landscape which is kind of exciting about the whole race. What do you think about that stuff? Because I know.
I like Hillary
Mrs.
Clinton.
Yeah.
I do. I like her. I would, also like to see a woman in power as far as leading the country. I think that there's a lot she could bring to the table. I don't like the dishonesty. I do feel like there's something that she's trying to hide, or something she's trying to kind of sweep under the rug. That bothers me. I don't know necessarily a lot of the details about what it is, but I think that a lot of people are just, they get the true sense that there's something that she's not being straightforward. And that's what I think the issue is with her, yeah.
Well, you're right. It'll be interesting. We've got a long road ahead with
Seems
that.
like it's that Clinton cloud.
Right.
It's like by November, we're all going to be going, oh, no.
Yeah.
I know. Well, we've a couple of great guests today, and one of the themes that's going to come out a lot is about mentoring and youth, and we are dealing with a generation coming up where the job market's tough, particularly in Connecticut, but throughout the country. And kids are staying home for longer periods of time, or they're not as motivated necessarily to go and do things. Just a different culture and philosophy.
Job availability.
So, some of you that have older children, I know at least your kids are going to college, same thing with Patty. What do you guys see with this generation and some concerns or whatever?
Oh, I could go off
boy,
all
this
day
might
on
be
this
good.
one.
Me and Patty
But I'll
have
let
had
other
those
people.
conversations.
Yeah, I'll let other
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
Lee?
I mean, really, it's just, it's getting out there. First of all, they have to be connected passionately. We've been talking about this on other shows. I know we have to wrap up for the segment, but I think just getting out there, getting experience, job shadowing, apprentice program. I just came back from
Internship.
Europe. Europe, that's a huge thing. There's a gap year. Everyone's required from high school before college to work in your industry for a year
Interesting.
as an apprentice. So you go into college already with experience. So I think we need to integrate some of those kind of programs.
Well, our two guests coming up are going to talk a lot about how they're both mentoring and then
Great
bringing in their own
ideas.
family with that. So
Yeah.
stay tuned. It's going to be an exciting rest of the show.
Yeah.
And welcome back to Just Sayin'. We have today a guest who I am in awe of. I am totally in awe of you. This woman filled a banquet hall with 750 women last week in New Jersey. And she's going to do that again in a couple of months. She is amazing. Her name is Charlene Chiaro, and she has created an organization, a group of events called Fun Girls Night Out. She has also she creates boutique-style events for effective business marketing programs for businesses, etc. And all the while, she is giving back. The model that this woman has created is just phenomenal.
Welcome,
Charlene.
Welcome.
to
I'm
us.
excited to be here.
And please tell us how you started, why you started Fun Girls Night Out.
Well, I was working up in Boston at a bridal magazine for 10 years. And the last 3 years I was there, we were producing bridal shows. And I produced 60 bridal shows in 3 years. So I decided one day that if I was going to work that hard and for someone else, I would just start my own event. And I didn't really know what I wanted to do, but it just kind of evolved into the Fun Girls Night Out event. And I started them, like I said, in Boston, and then expanded the events down here in Connecticut, and then to Westchester, Long Island, and Northern Jersey. So that's
Amazing.
what we do. Yeah, and we do about 6 to 8 of them a year. We have anywhere between 20 and 60 vendors, depending on the size of the event space. We usually attract anywhere between 500 and 1,000 women. And it's so much fun. I mean, you guys were
We
there.
were there.
Yeah.
They're in Brantford when we did the show at Woodwinds. I mean, there's dancing and psychic readings and wine tasting and food sampling and all kinds of fun
It
stuff.
was crazy.
There was a
It
lot
was
of awesome
fun.
energy
It
that
was
night. It
great.
was so fun,
Yeah.
and it was great. We did little videos and took pictures.
There was so
and-
much going on the whole time. It was just, it was incredible, you know? It
And
was
people
really
were
fun.
from all over. Like they weren't
They were
just
coming
from the
from
shoreline
everywhere.
area. They were from Manchester and Enfield and New York. Some had driven in from out of state and met friends, and so it was really neat.
And it was quite a diversity of people. You had young people, old people, people who came by themselves. They weren't even with friends, and they were just all by themselves, and they were coming in. Some brought their whole flock of girlfriends, and it was great.
Yeah, it was really neat to see.
Yep.
So the benefit of, obviously it's a business of yours that you've grown to be awesome, but Dress for Success. Tell me a little bit about the relationship between Dress for Success and Girls Night Out.
Well, I always believe when you're a business owner that you need to give back to something. And probably about 5 years ago, I found Dress for Success. And I just found that that was a really good charity for my event because it helped women and it empowered women, and my whole event is just about women. And it's not really, about a sickness or a disease or anything. It's just about, women helping women. And I always found that what we do at Girls Night Out, which is we collect gently used handbags for the women, it actually helps them. Like, you give money to some of these charities and you don't know where the money goes, and you don't know if it's going to research or if it's going to someone's salary. But this charity actually does do what it says it does, and
It's
it
fabulous.
puts women back to work, and it changes lives of whole families.
Did you both hear the story? I don't know if you did, about the woman that attended the event and she didn't know that the benefit for the handbags and what was
I
for Dress
met
for
her.
Success. And she said, I learned tonight that this was for Dress for Success. And we said yes. And she said, I benefited from it because she had a bad marriage. She had to walk away with her and her kids and had to start
Nothing. She had nothing. She walked
and
away
they
with
let
nothing.
her go to the basement and said, pick out whatever you need. She was like, I got my wardrobe, and I was able to go to a job interview and had what I needed. And she was like,
wow.
it's the best. And now she gives back to Dress for Success because of the success they helped her create.
Oh, that's
Wow.
so
Isn't that
nice.
great?
Yeah,
that
she was
is
really
nice.
So
interesting
awesome.
to speak with.
Yeah, very.
Yeah, she was
That's
really
great.
sweet.
Yeah.
We met a lot of interesting women there that night. Very interesting women. So it's whatever you're doing, it is attracting people from all over the place. And I can't believe personally how you do 6, 7, 8 of these events a year.
I don't either.
But I think you have a little help, maybe.
I do.
do.
Tell us about
I
the
do.
mentoring program you have, yeah.
When I started working, I was 19 years old. I had just graduated from college for 2 years. And I ended up at this company where the people in the company really helped me. I mean, I didn't know anything. Computers were just starting to come out. It was a computer company, and they really kind of took me under their wing and talked to me a little bit about everything that I could do with what I was learning there. And they taught me everything about marketing and PR and advertising.
Amazing.
And so I kind of patterned my internship program at my company against that job and do exactly, so the interns who come and work with me, they run the show. I mean, I teach them how to run the show, and they do that, and they learn about social media and marketing and advertising and event planning, and it's a
And I
great
saw them. I
experience
saw
for
them
them.
in
were great.
action, and they
Yeah.
were busy all night. How long do the interns stay with you?
Usually it's 1 semester. So, either they get credit or they get experience, because a lot of times now internships at schools, they do have to do 1 internship for credit, But a lot of times the kids are learning that they really need more experience because they don't have experience. So they're looking to gain experience, and they sometimes are with me for 3 months or 5 months, just for experience.
That goes back to what Lisa was mentioning earlier about how in Europe they do that between high school and college, is that they do encourage that life experience internship.
Right.
That's
Well,
great.
also, it gives somebody a chance to explore the field that they want to go to before they're spending enormous amounts of money in college for something that they may not like.
That's right.
And there's nothing like hands-on, on-the-job training ever.
And so many of the interns will, when they're interviewing with me, will sit there and I'll say, well, what do you want to do when you graduate next year? And they look at me and say, oh, I don't know.
Make money.
Yeah. So, at least this program gives them a little bit of experience to kind of learn what they want to do or what they don't want to do.
They looked like they were having a really good time, though. They really did. And they looked like they knew exactly what they were
And everyone
doing.
was very professional.
So you must have a very good training program that you duplicate over and over every semester that you need to do.
I do.
Right?
I mean, even down to, I give them scripts as to how to answer phones because they don't answer phones
Well,
anymore.
because you just
They don't know how to use a
they
phone
text.
anymore.
So they have to learn how to answer a phone. I mean, it's just like the basic kind of things that to me is just like, how do you not know how to do that? But they really don't.
They don't because that's not what they do.
Right.
I asked one of my daughters the other day to take this paper, put it in an envelope, and mail it out. She goes, I don't know how to do that.
the stamp, the address, the return address, like she didn't know that.
Oh, wow.
So I guess I need to start training a little bit more. I have to have a mentorship program in my own home.
So Charlene, obviously this is one of the big things that your company does, but Clear Vision Productions is the name of the company. What else are you involved in?
Well, we have a Fun Girls Getaway
the
division
getaway.
so we do getaways. We have the Fun Girls Night Out. I do marketing for different companies. So event planning I do too for different companies, but marketing and media planning. And I also have a division of my company that teaches people how to shop online and get cash back for every single thing that they buy. So whether you're a business or just someone who just loves to shop, we can teach you how to do that, and it literally saves thousands of dollars a year.
Okay. Well, what would you advise someone who wants to follow their dream?
Well, when I started my company, I actually just started it. So I think just go for it.
Just go for it.
Just jump in and you'll figure it out. And if you have a passion for something,
You'll make it work.
You'll make it work.
Right.
You will.
Well, thank you so much for being here today.
Yeah,
It was
it's so
great.
nice to see
We
you
hope to be at
again.
other events.
Yeah, you're
Yep,
coming up
and-
in Hartford.
Yeah,
Great.
the
Yep.
next one will be. So
And
maybe we'll be
we
there.
will be back with Just Sayin' in a bit.
Hi, welcome back to Just Saying. Thanks for joining us. Make sure that we're checking the mailbag. Make sure that you send us any of your questions, comments, hot topics to our Facebook page, Just Saying, or check us out at justsayin-show.com. And Cindy,
Well,
who
we
you
are
introduced today?
excited. I know we have another incredible guest, and first of all, who doesn't love chocolate? So you're going to love to hear all about this today. But I have with us today Maria Hughes, who owns a couple businesses. One is Campano and Associates, which is the #1 court reporting service in the state of Connecticut for the last 6 years in a row, voted by Connecticut attorneys through the Connecticut Law Tribune. She also started a second business, Diamond Chocolatiers, about 15 months ago, and it's a chocolate business, which we're going to learn a lot about that as well. She's been married for 26 years to her nice husband, wonderful husband, or
Supportive,
supportive
wonderful.
husband. Okay. we don't know what stage we're in. Okay, it's not 26 years. He's got to be supportive. She has 2 sons, 19 and 21, and they're both in college. So tell us, Maria, let's start out with the court reporting service. How did you get into that business, and how did you grow it to be so successful as a woman-owned business in our state?
I wanted to be a court reporter. I went to the University of Connecticut, graduated, and then went to 2 years of court reporting school in New York. Started working in the field, started my business, and that was that was everything. I had at that time, a 9-month-old baby boy.
Yeah.
My other son was 2 years old. So it was a lot of juggling, but if you want to do it, it's going to happen. And that at that time, that was my passion and still is one of my passions. And then I just would grow the business over the years.
And that's a tough business. I mentioned to you that I've spoken as a speaker to the Connecticut Court Reporters Association, and someone had told me at that conference that for every 10 people, only 2 or 3 graduate.
That's right.
It's very competitive.
It's a high dropout rate.
Yes.
That's right.
Well,
So
especially
I'll
when
give
I
you
would be doing depositions, because I talk a mile a minute. We were talking about
Very
they
fast
would set
speaker.
MTV as a testing ground. But one of the things we talked about was sort of your philosophy in building the company, and I think which attributes to its success. If you can share that with our viewers and other business owners, maybe get some takeaways for them.
Absolutely. It's all about the team, because the business wouldn't be where it is now just with me. I don't hire everyone that I interview. We're all basically on the same page. We support each other. I do a lot of in-house classes as well, but we're all out in the field. I'm out in the field taking depositions during the week, as well as my reporters. So we share the same thing. We want our clients to be happy. We try to accommodate them. We don't stop at 5 o'clock. We're working nights and weekends. It goes with the job. So you have to know that going into it, that you have to be available. You might call and say, I need this tomorrow. I'm going to court. I need to expedite
Absolutely,
this.
yeah.
So we change our schedule and we accommodate the attorney, our client.
Right.
So, and not everybody's willing to do that, then the job isn't for you.
Absolutely.
So what makes the perfect team member for you? What are you looking for when you're?
We don't say, and we all have backups. We've all had a lot of my reporters have had children, or still right now have young children. We don't say 5 o'clock, counsel, I'm leaving. We have backup plans that maybe your husband's going to go pick up the children, maybe your mother, your father. We can't. The attorney ends the deposition, not the court reporter. And then how do we are all wanting to do a good quality transcript. That's very important to us. And a timely manner. You don't want to take a deposition and wait 2 months to receive the deposition transcript. So, and it's a lot of also honing in on your skill, keep taking classes, educating yourself, building your speed, and getting faster on your machine.
But one of the benefits I know about the court reporting business for women with young children, and it's sort of, I know your company too inspires this, is that you treat your employees really as your equals.
Exactly.
And they're in charge of their own schedules. I mean, you get assignments, but I think with the demanding work also comes a flexibility for them, right? So
New moms they'll
Professionalism.
pick their days.
Yeah.
They'll say, I'm available Monday and Wednesday. I have daycare Monday and Wednesday. That's fine. That'll
That's
work.
great.
yeah, so you afford them the flexibility.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then you see as their children get older or as life changes, I want to work more. I can work more. But when you're juggling with toddlers or infants, that's the best thing about this job for women. They can say, I only can work Mondays. So Mondays it is. That's fine. Or I want to work 3 days. So that is the beauty also of the job.
So
Flexibility.
it's actually a court reporting company that you have. What's the name of your company? Just to-
Campano and Associates Court Reporting Services.
Okay.
We cover the entire state of Connecticut.
Okay, and we'll make sure that we have links to your
Thank
website
you.
on our website.
So it wasn't enough that you have this successful business, which for a lot of people, you're raising your boys and I'm sure you're active in the community, but then you decide to open up a second business, which we're going to start eating some of this. Well, actually, I already started eating the chocolate. It's awesome. And chocolate must be healthy because you look good. So I'm going with this. But,
You eat a lot of it.
So you started this chocolate, but tell us why and how and what.
I've been wanting to do it for a long time. Like I said, my children were young when I had the court reporting firm. I waited for my second son to start college. I had a business plan. And it's very important for my children to see building a business from the ground up. They may not end up doing anything with chocolate, but it gives them a foundation to go on into whatever career they may choose because there are a lot of similarities. So they have to be able to see how hard it is, the obstacles, the good and the bad.
Right.
And my youngest son is very involved. He will do events with me, and he makes the chocolate, so he's very hands-on. My other son will, if I need supplies or equipment, he prices it out. So they know. And we have discussions, we have meetings, the three of us, and you know,
Do they help with social media? Because a young
Yes,
person, you
and
know,
they-
can help with everything
exactly.
computer related.
Facebook, Instagram,
So
Twitter.
tell us what kind of chocolate you have here
I'm
today,
gonna
because I
start
know one of
so
your
good.
specialties.
One of the
is the
specialties is
cherry infused.
spirit-infused cherries double dipped in chocolate. We have 13 spirits.
Wow.
So you ladies are going to be able to try these.
Oh, yeah, I guess it'll go with the chocolate
It goes with the wine.
Would you like to try them now?
Sure.
Okay. All right, we have, this is the chart. So we have Gentleman's Jack Whiskey, Grey Goose Vodka, Maker's Mark,
Oh my goodness.
red wine,
was
Bacardi
that, Sam?
rum.
I'll try this.
Oh my God,
Hennessy
what is this? A lot of
cognac.
liquor. Which one's this one?
Yours is
Oh, it's
this
tequila.
I have the
one,
Grey Goose.
Grey Goose
Oh, my
Vodka.
husband likes Grey Goose. Oh, he would like this one.
Stephanie?
Grey
Wait,
Marnier.
which one is
Grey Marnier
mine?
is
Which
this
one is
one.
mine?
Thank you.
Okay.
Over here.
That
That's
was,
the Grey
this one is
Goose.
Grey Goose
Okay.
Vodka.
The
This is your
peanut- the-
tequila.
Oh, tequila, that's why
Yeah.
it tastes, yeah.
I got a head start on the chocolate peanut brittle. Oh my God. It has such a kick to it. It is so good.
So we gotta bring our co-host in here to taste it.
infused,
We can't
cherries?
have
Yes,
it.
they are. Right,
And tell us the
exactly.
name of your company.
Diamond Chocolatiers.
Diamond Chocolatiers.
Can I have
Remember
one
that.
of those with alcohol in it?
What
is it?
Okay. This,
Oh my God.
This is Grey
It
Marnier.
doesn't kick in until like after you
Bacardi.
like.
That's Bacardi
No,
rum.
no.
And what's nice about it is it's the cherry that's infused. It's not like you're biting into a shot of liquor.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's neat.
Isn't it
It's so
great?
good.
Oh, moonshine. And I know you're tasting this. Now you've also, Maria, partnered with, because wine and chocolate definitely goes together. Woo. So you've partnered with a company also
Yes.
in,
Bevmax Wine and Liquors has multiple liquor stores in Connecticut, and they've been very good knowing that I was a new business. We've partnered many events, and we will do wine and chocolate tastings. And it works out really well because then the people get to sample the chocolates. We pair them with wine.
and we know
love
the
that
benefits
idea.
of wine as Jody started out
Right,
telling
that's
us. So,
right.
so the
We're all
key
about
things
healthy.
here is to have lots of chocolate, lots of wine, and wonderful children that want to work with us. But I love the fact that both you and our former guest Charlene, in terms of mentoring young children, and then you're bringing your kids in, that's really helping us moving forward. So we just want to thank all of you for joining us today here
you
at
for
Just
having me.
Sayin,
Thank
and
you.
hopefully you've gotten some tips and wonderful things to inspire you in your days ahead. Thank you.
Think big.
Thank you.
Think big. Cheers.
Cheers.